Stampers, this is Annette from stampwithannette.com, and in this video we're going to look at this card, and in particular this wreath, and then how to put all the different elements together. I have a different video for the punch art and one for the card base to make that arched door look. Okay, so let's start with the wreath. For these Halloween colors I chose Tangela Twist, and for this stamp, this is the Wondrous Wreath set from the holiday catalog, and this is the image that I did first. This is actually a 3-step stamp set. I inked up this image with the Tangela Twist and then just stamped right on here. When you are using the photopolymer stamps, if you're having trouble getting good coverage when you stamp it down, it may help to use the paper piercing mat underneath, because there's no cushion on these stamps. This provides a cushion that will help it sometimes. Then I am not using this stamp on this particular wreath. I'm just doing this one and the berries. So if I were going to add a third color, I would do a different shade of orange or brown and add that on there. Okay, I'm just going to ink up those berries with Blackberry Bliss. And when you're doing these stamps, it's a good idea to maybe just keep a wipey handy, especially if you're not going to punch it out, if you're just stamping your wreath directly onto your card, so that you can clean areas off if you need to. And then just stamp it right down. And if you'll notice the little tab here, that is so that you can more easily line up your images on these on this stamp set. If you're doing the second layer of leaves, you actually want to line up the leaves and not just try to line up the tab at the bottom. The tab just helps you get a starting point of where to line it up. Okay, so now that is ready to cut out, and I've got my magnetic cutting pad, my magnetic platform, a cutting pad, put my cardstock on there, and then this also has the tab to know that that's the bottom of the wreath. It just makes it much easier to get it lined up when you have that starting point. Put that on there. And then the middle of the wreath. All right, the second cutting plate, and I'll run it through the Big Shot and be right back. Okay, here is our wreath. Poke out that middle. There we go. Just a quick hint on our framelits also. When I get my framelits, this is the cardboard, the chipboard that they came on, and it had double-faced tape there. I use business card magnets and cover up that double-faced tape, and then my framelits will just fit right on there. Just holds them in place, and I like it better than the tape. Alright, so here's my wreath. Then it needs the greeting. I did Happy Halloween, and this stamp is from the Good Greeting stamp set that is the current Hostess promotion with a qualifying workshop. You get that for free. And I just stamped on a strip of cardstock that is about 1/2 inch wide, and I used the Blackberry Bliss again. Now to create those little flag ends, trim it a little bit, and then snip down the middle, and then from the corner snip to that center. Oops, off just a little bit. And the other end, see if we can make it almost even. Snip and trim. Alright, then I'm going to attach that to a 3/4 inch strip of Blackberry Bliss. There we go. I'm just going to snip down to that center and then come in here at the side. Try to make that even. So we'll snip and trim. Okay, there's our little banner. Now, to give it this little wavy look, I'm going to take the bone folder and just kind of break those paper fibers a little bit. And then I like the center coming up and the ends coming out. So we'll just do it that way. Alright, then it'll go on the card like that. Okay, one more element of this card is this bow. And I don't have any more of this black ribbon, so for this one we're going to use this silver. And I just did loops of this ribbon and then tied it tight, just in a knot, and then we're going to just take the scissors and trim each of those loops. There we go, and that's all there is to that bow. This one is a little bit longer than the original bow, but I think it'll be just fine. Okay, so we have our wreath, our bow, the banner, the punch art, and the card. We'll just start with that wreath, and I'm going to put it on with glue dots. That, when you use the glue dots, it is not flat, totally flat against the card like it would be if you use snail. Gives it just a tiny bit of lift. And just kind of center that up there at the top. I'm just looking at the arch of the door to see where I want to position it. Okay. Then for the little banner, let's see, I'm going to put a dimensional right in the middle. And actually, I want it to have a little bit more lift than that even. So I'm going to layer another dimensional right on top so that it will be too high. And then where the banner comes down, I'll put a glue dot. So I've got two dimensionals in the middle and a glue dot on each end. And we'll just position it right there. And for the bow, we're just going to do a glue dot on the back, stick that down. Okay, then the cat has glue dots again. extra piece there. And I just want her to be close, but I don't want her tail hanging out the edge of the door because I don't want it to get bent. Alright, there she is. And then for the pumpkin, I'll do a dimensional. Actually, I'm going to do 2. And put the pumpkin on in front of the cat and at the bottom. And there it is. Super, super cute Halloween card. Thanks for stopping by, everyone. Happy stamping.